everyone.
Yeah.
None of this is easy to start, right, Tom? I mean, how do we move forward with any sense of, gosh, dare I say ease? There's no such thing right now.
Well, a lot of it's going to depend on the behavior of Congress. Mitch McConnell was more forceful than I've heard him in 4 years. Is he going, is Congress going to move forward with some dramatic action? I don't know that it's out of bounds to consider the 26th Amendment, but somebody would have to step up and do that. I'm not sure that it will happen, but clearly, security is a worry, especially if the president essentially controls the security apparatus for Washington, D.C., not Capitol Police, but certainly the D.C. National Guard. You have to worry about that. I'm sure there's enormous worry in the Pentagon over some kind of, irrational action in the Middle East or somewhere else just to prove a point on the way out the door.
Tom Mikitis, we appreciate you joining with us. Sorry to cut you off right now. We're just seeing some live pictures right now where it looks like law enforcement in riot gear is attempting to push back the crowds that have assembled on the steps of the United States Capitol. At this point, they're just forming a line, making their presence known, and we don't see it in the form of a confrontation. And again, I would just remind you, we're also not seeing at the moment live pictures from inside the Capitol complex to know the status of things there. Joining us now is a man who knows that complex very well. Terry Gaynor was the director of the Illinois State Police for many years, and then went on to Washington, D.C., where he was the sergeant at arms in the United States Senate. Terry, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
I guess my first question is the simplest and the hardest to answer. How did this happen?
Well, there's going to have to be some digging into how it happened. So I think what I've been concentrating on in communication with folks at both the Metropolitan Police and the Capitol Police and the Sergeant at Arms office is how to bring it under control. So very clearly, control has to be taken of the interior of the Capitol. I'm not comfortable now that that is completely been done. There has to be a lot of sweeps done and enough officers in there to look at every nook and cranny and office and closet to make sure there's no one in there. Then to sweep the place with canines to make sure there's no devices that have left behind. And I believe simultaneously we're getting more officers onto the scene, both from the Metropolitan Police and the Capitol Police, and supporting agencies coming in, as well as federal agents to begin taking control